Hey Nick, I'm going to just show you a quick thing that you can do to take care of your fashion photo assignment. So find a place that's got some good light, maybe outside, maybe on the porch or something. And maybe you can ask Mom if she has a roll of paper. This is the only roll I have here. It's not very big. Maybe she has a bigger one, or the back side of an old architectural drawing. And just get some tape and set it up on a little table like this, or even on the floor. And basically, you're just making yourself what's called a seamless backdrop. So you take the paper and stick it up on the wall about, give yourself a foot or two. If you have more paper, the more the better. And then you roll it out so that it makes a smooth curve here. See that? It's not like it's sharp, it's just smooth. And you might need another piece of tape to hold it down in the front. Okay? And then I'll show you what we're going to do. Alright, so just a nice smooth white curve. Okay? So I have my camera, you've got yours. Doesn't matter so much the settings on it, just put it on the normal sort of automatic setting for now. So then the idea here is that you could shoot jewelry, you could shoot shoes, you could shoot even makeup products. But in all these cases, what you're just trying to do is get a nice clean picture, right? So like shoes, you could borrow some of Mom's shoes if she has some. So here's a pair of shoes. Something you want to do, make sure they're clean. Just wipe them off. If they're dusty, they've been in the closet or something, okay? And then put them on the paper. And really what you're looking for is something that tells a story about the shoes. Like their shape or their design or something like that, okay? And you can lie them down. They can step on each other. It doesn't really matter. I mean, well, of course it matters, but play around with it a little bit. And then get yourself in a place where when you're shooting, really all you see is the objects themselves and the paper. So what you're looking for is a nice clean shot where it's just the objects and the paper. Okay? And you can shoot them from a lower angle. You can also just shoot one thing at a time. You don't have to do a whole thing that's complicated. Just like this. And I didn't set up any lights, I just have a nice light coming in from the outside. You need to have enough light that it reads. Okay, so you might want to just shoot this outdoors. You can shoot it in direct sunlight, that's okay. That can really make the shadows interesting and make them pop. I'll show you that in a second. Okay? But there you go. You can just make a nice clean picture, and then in Photoshop you could fix these edges or make it pop a little bit more. Something else that's about fashion is like makeup. So again, you could borrow some makeup from Mom. The packaging is really cool. It's shiny and fun. If it's a lipstick, you can roll it up. You should find one with a nice top on it or something. Make a little arrangement and get right up close, wherever your lens can handle, and shoot it again. You don't have to be super close because with that zoom lens you have on that little Canon, if you're back here and you zoom in, you want the objects to fill the frame, and you want to be as zoomed in and as close as possible, okay? Because if you're too wide, you'll get all this background stuff and it won't be very good. So the more zoomed in, the better. And you can make a nice, I'll push these up for you later, but you can make a nice shot. The sun just came out here, so I'm going to take my paper off the wall. But you can still use the paper. Now in this case I'll put it right on the floor and tape it down. Okay, so now you've got the direct sun coming down. You can put this right in the direct sun, make a cool shadow with it or something, like that. And if you shoot it from the side here where the shadow reads, you can kind of make a nice image and try to get all that paper around it. And you'll get something really cool, okay? So anyway, that's a good idea. Just make a nice smooth sweep with the paper and shoot some objects. Shoes, jewelry, cosmetics, or all fashion objects. They would be appropriate. And take a bunch of pictures and do some fun stuff with shadows. It'll make it much more interesting, okay? Hey Nick, so I'm going to just show you quickly how to Photoshop these as well. So just bear with me. Here's, I'm in Photoshop. If you're in something else, the trick here is this. I've opened the images up. Get yourself a paintbrush. Make it big, like a couple of hundred pixels. In this case, about 400, 500 pixels. All right, almost 1,000. Yeah, pretty big. And make sure it's set to 0% hardness. And then what you do is you can either pick the background color, like this basic white color here. It's a little bit off, or you can set it to pure white. But then just basically paint out everything around it with the big soft brush that isn't what you want in your image. Just like that. You see? And if you need to get close to something, make the brush a little smaller, and you can get really close, but you don't have to worry too much about masking it out or anything. Also, if you want to clean up an image like this, what I use is the curves tool. You can also use the levels tool. But basically what you want to do is clip the white end of the curve and the black end, and just kind of that'll make it much more contrasty. You can also dip the curve down and give it an S, and that'll make the image pop a bit more too. You want to watch how you don't blow out the highlights, so just bring that back until you can see it. And there you go. So that's what it was before and after. All right, and here's another one. So this one's kind of got some grungy stuff on the bottom here. So first I might clean that up just this way. Just clip those top and bottom values. Get a little more contrast. And then take that big brush. Set it to, I don't know, pretty big. Choose the background color to match, and just paint out the shadows a little bit and the little parts that I didn't get. Let's take another look at this one. Yeah, like this one where you don't have the paper. I didn't have wide enough paper. I'll just choose the paper color, and with that big soft brush, I'll just brush it in, and it goes away. Choose the paper color, boom. And in this case, we can make it much more poppy. Like that. The other thing you can do that's really good on these things is sharpen the heck out of them. Go to Sharpen, Unsharp Mask, and then do like 75% at like a 30 pixel radius. And that'll make it much more sharp, see? You get a little halo around it, but that's okay in this case because it's kind of what you want. Oh, and then clone out any of the little hickeys and stuff here out of this shoe because it was not perfect. Just like that, with the cloning tool or the rubber stamp tool. Okay.